Hello, my name is Brandon. And this is an open letter to all people offended by Black Lives Matters and All Lives Matters. The reason I picked this argument is because my girlfriend was for Black Lives Matters and I was for All Lives Matters. The reason I was for All Lives Matters is because I felt the term and the phrase Black Lives Matters is basically saying that black people are more superior than all other races, and I felt that the term should be All Lives Matters because all lives do matter, right? That was what I was thinking. But after doing my research and understanding what Black Lives Matters basically was mean or what it meant, I started to have a different viewpoint on it. Basically, Black Lives Matters isn't saying that black people's lives are more superior than all other lives. It's basically a cry for help, because black people have been mistreated and undervalued all from segregation and discrimination and from the civil rights movement to this day right now. Black people don't have the same opportunities as white people, and they aren't looked at the same way as every other race. They're looked at less upon. And if you don't feel that this is true, you need to come from where I'm from. I'm from the inner city of Chicago, and we see this daily, day in and day out. So I'm gonna give you a personal story of what happened to me. So I was with a couple of my baseball friends, 4 African American friends, and myself that's Puerto Rican. And we were walking to the corner store of 69th and Bishop, which is in Inglewood, and that's where you hear all the gun violence and shootings and killings at. So we were going from my friend's house and walking to a corner store when the police officer cop car just pulled up real fast in front of us, took my friends and I, and slammed us onto the door. And it just searched us down real fast, and we're like, what are we getting searched down for? We're aren't criminals, we didn't do anything wrong. And they're saying, I know you guys got drugs on you somewhere. Just because the image of me being with 4 African Americans and myself being a minority and Hispanic, they felt that us being in that situation and being African American, that we'll have drugs on us when we're just athletes. And not to mention, my dad is a Chicago police officer, so I told the officers, my dad's a Chicago police officer, I'm hanging out with my friends here, and we're just going to a corner store to get some drinks. What he told me was, your dad is a Chicago police officer, he shouldn't let you be in this area, and he shouldn't be letting you hang around with these kinds of people being African Americans. I felt that this is basically showing that these black people, a lot of black lives are being undervalued, and they're being mistreated just by their race. And the reason I switched from All Lives Matters to Black Lives Matters is because I didn't know that me saying All Lives Matters is basically saying that black people's lives don't matter, because I'm being blind to the concept that black people are being mistreated into this daily world. And maybe it shouldn't be called Black Lives Matters, it should be called Black Lives Matters 2, because Black Lives Matters just as much as you, me, or anyone. And the movement isn't basically saying that their lives are more superior, like I said to you. It's basically saying that they're just mistreated and aren't valued as much, and they're not equal on the same pedestal. And this movement is just a cry for help, saying that if white people come together in this movement and say that, you know what, I know what you've been through, I'm here for you, and I just want to work through it with you, and I understand what you've been through in the past and what you're going through today. That's my argument.